Good Friday afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Schaefer here, live from the First Alert Digital Desk, where we're live every day, Monday through Friday, always at 2 p.m., keeping you updated with your midday weather, what we could see in the future, and maybe some things in the past, as well as keeping you updated on some other things that are going around here at WNEM. Thank you to everyone for joining us. If this is your first time, again, we stream every day at 2 p.m. If you have any questions, head over to our Facebook page. That's where we'll be taking a look at I'll be trying to answer some of the questions that you do have, so we'll get that answered as quickly as I can and as best I can. Obviously, try to keep it in our area. I know we've had some people in the past ask questions outside of the state of Michigan. Sometimes it's a little tough to answer because it's not the weather we've always been looking at throughout the day, especially if we have an active pattern here in Michigan. But let's take a quick look outside at what we see here on our Birch Run camera, as you do have some cloud cover rolling into the region. Traffic looks to be pretty good right now, so that's always a good thing. You obviously did have some construction, or some cars were parked here on exit 136 just a little while ago. Those have moved, so that's a good thing. There was maybe a little bit of slowdowns as cars exited the highway there into the off-ramp, but those construction vehicles are gone at this point, so that's always a good thing at this point in the day. We'll take a quick look out there towards downtown Detroit, where they're also seeing that light haze, that cloud cover, maybe some light rain in the distance, but otherwise staying pretty dry right now there in downtown Detroit. Then we take a look up to the far north at the Mackinac Bridge. Traffic looks good there. That construction is not there anymore. That was something we were dealing with a couple of weeks ago if you were traveling up there to the far north. But right now, just looking at some light cloud cover, maybe some sun trying to peek through here as we start to head off into our Father's Day weekend. And again, happy Father's Day, everyone, as we get closer to that here on this Sunday. But again, taking a look outside once again at Birch Run, just that light cloud cover and traffic across the region, it's looking pretty good. There's green all across the map. A few areas of yellow have been popping up here or there, but very quick if there is any slowdowns right now on the road. And hopefully we can continue to keep that trend here through the rest of our Friday afternoon, because I know some people are definitely going to be traveling here on this Friday as they're getting around for their Father's Day plans. So I know a lot of people want to get up north for this time of year, and hopefully, again, that traffic can stay in the green as more and more people get out there on the road. So take a look at our sky tracker right now. What we do see is you do have some light rain trying to move into areas around Genesee County, into Lapeer County. That's something we've just been seeing on and off throughout the days, these sort of light showers. Some of this may not even be reaching the ground. It's more up in the atmosphere and sort of dries off as it reaches the surface. But don't be surprised. You live down there in Genesee County, north of Flint at this point, if you are seeing some light rain. And then we also have another area that's starting to lighten up here just to the south of Gladwin, east of Clare, moving sort of to the northeast. But again, it may not be reaching the ground at this point. And if it is very light. Otherwise, you're seeing a mix of cloud cover right now, trying to roll itself in. But the sun may try to peek through at times. Definitely not going to count that out here on this Friday, even into our weekend. You might get some more sunshine. Quickly zooming out, what we do see is we've been pretty lucky with that rain chance today. I know earlier in the week, we were putting a higher chance of rain, especially for today. The good thing is that rain chance sort of split us. We can see there's some rain down to the south, especially if you're going down towards Jackson and Detroit, maybe getting some light rain there. Then up there to the north, there actually, again, is radar picking up some light rain. So we'll hopefully continue to see that light rain stay north and south of much of mid-Michigan through the rest of the afternoon. And hopefully this sort of clear stretch that we see stretching all the way into Iowa reaches us and we get some more sunshine through the rest of the day. Taking a quick look at air qualities. If you've been outside today, you're definitely not getting much in terms of bad air qualities. We're actually back in the good. That smoke has continued to lighten up here on this Friday. And that was really the trend we were seeing with the models, was that smoke will lighten up today, lightens up tonight. Now, we're not going to be totally in the clear through the weekend, but it's definitely in better shape than what we've had over the last week, 2 weeks, even 2.5 weeks. And I know a lot of people are really sick of that smoke as you want to get outside and enjoy our weather that we've been having on some of these nicer weekends over the last few weeks. We'll take a look once again at our sky tracker, where again you have that rain to the north and the south, but temperatures right now are sitting mostly in the 60s. This is a cooler day across the region. You have 64 in West Branch, 65 in Holton Lake. As you move down to the south, you do get a little bit warmer. You got areas like Midland at 68, Saginaw at 68, Flint at 67. So not that big of a difference across mid-Michigan right now. Some of our warmer areas definitely seeing 72 and 70, 71 in a few cities right now. We do still have a few degrees to warm up with, especially if we get some sunshine today. You could see more areas get into those 70s, and that's going to be a good thing because I know we have a lot of festivals going on. One of those is the Saginaw Greek Festival that is starting today, and temperatures again should get up to the 70s. We should stay mostly dry. You'll see some sunshine past 4 p.m. So looks like a good day if you want to get out there for the Saginaw Greek Festival. We also have a Bavarian Festival going on in Frankenmuth, where really similar conditions. Temperatures may start to drop off a little bit as we get closer and closer to sunset into those mid-60s, but still a pretty nice day to get out there if there's a festival going on in your city and getting out there to celebrate. And again, I know a lot of people are starting to head out for Father's Day plans, so that's always a good thing to see temperatures staying in those upper 60s, lower 70s. Even though it's below average, it's not in those lower 60s, upper 50s, where some areas in the far northern portions of Michigan actually could be through this weekend. Highs today, again, are showing more lower 70s starting to appear, especially down to the south areas like Flint. You still got a few more degrees to go here on this Friday. And sunshine will help. If you get some sun a little bit later in the day, that'll help you warm up. In terms of winds, well, we're sitting mostly out of the east-northeast, so some of those shoreline cities are a little bit cooler with that northeast wind. You're pretty used to that at this time of year. And it's sitting right around 5 to, let's go 20 miles per hour right now. I'm not going to count out a few gusts up to 25 miles per hour either. So if you get outside, you notice that wind. It's definitely on the calmer side than what we had earlier in the week and should continue to calm down as we get through the rest of our weekend. And when we look at Dow Diamond, I know the Loons aren't back in town. It's another thing that you can go out there and do for Father's Day weekend. And the Loons are at home all weekend, but for tonight, first pitch right around 7:05. That's another reminder too. Loons games are a little bit later now. Earlier in the season, they start at 6:05. Now starting at 7:05. And by the time we get to sunset, temperatures could drop into the upper 50s, so may need the sweatshirt for some if you're someone that doesn't really like those 50s. And again, just dealing with that northeast wind right around 10 to 15 miles per hour, 10 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 25. So not a bad day at the ballpark, not a bad day across the state. Obviously, it could be a little bit warmer for some of our folks that like that warmer weather, but it is obviously still a nicer day. Could be raining like maybe what we had earlier in the week. And again, that rain splitting us as we take another look at Sky Tracker right now. That rain missing us to the north or south. But going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, I'll be taking a look at our Father's Day weekend, what you can expect for Saturday and on Sunday for Father's Day, and maybe outlook for next week. Plus, we do have an Aurora chance coming up maybe the next couple of days. I'll have more details on that coming up after this break. Welcome back, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Schaefer here. We've had a good day on this Friday, and that looks to continue into the weekend. And once again, thank you for everyone for joining us here on this Friday afternoon. If you miss out, you can head over to our YouTube channel where we have the stream. Maybe you want to just look back at what maybe some of the forecast was showing if you can't catch our later shows at 4, 5, and 6. But the good thing is we're dry right now. And if you have any questions, head over to our Facebook page, and I'll try to answer them as we get through this stream, sort of towards the end, I always try to allot a little bit of time there to answer some of those questions. If you have any, we don't always have them, but always the best if you do to send them over there. We take a look at our low temperatures for tonight. What you do see is we're back into the 40s in areas to the north, so a little bit on the cooler side. As you move down to the south, you do get more areas back into those mid to upper 50s, maybe a little bit below average for this time of year when it comes to our nights. But I think most people won't mind that. Can open the window if there's a little bit of breeze, help keep your home on the cooler side through the night, especially as we get into the next couple of weeks where we expect to see temperatures maybe on the warmer side for our summer lovers. You could get back into those 80s starting as early as Monday, and that will lead to some warmer nights. We'll take a look at winds for the next couple of days. What we do see is through the rest of this afternoon, you do get a few wind gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Again, from the northeast, that looks to be the main direction for today. As we move into Saturday morning, it's more of the same at north-northeast wind, sitting right around 10 to 20 miles per hour with gust up to 25. Then as we enter Sunday, it actually looks like winds should calm down. There will still be a few gusts up to 15 miles per hour, but definitely, again, not as strong as what we had earlier in the week Wednesday. That was a breezy day. By 1 p.m. Sunday, I know a lot of people will be out grilling, having a good time with your fathers, and what you see is just an east-northeast wind at right around 5 to 15 with gusts, maybe right around 15 to 20 miles per hour at most. So definitely a calm day in terms of winds and a calm weekend in terms of winds. Now, near surface smoke does try to roll itself back in from the far north. We'll actually zoom this back out. The rest of the afternoon, though, does look like some areas, especially along the shorelines, could sort of lighten up right around 5 to 6 p.m. And again, that is the trend of what we see today, is that lightening up of that wildfire smoke, as we just really haven't had any more roll in from the far north, northwest portions of Canada. That's obviously a good thing, as we want to get rid of that wildfire smoke. Now, as we head into Friday night, into Saturday, again, it does look like we could see some light wildfire smoke roll itself back in from the north. I don't think it's going to impact our air qualities that much. May see a few areas, especially Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, return back into that moderate rating. It's going to be a small chance, but it is there. And then as we continue into Saturday morning, we do see some areas starting to clear off. Actually, clear skies could be expected, or even near surface smoke could be expected right around 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. on our Saturday. When we look up sort of vertical with our smoke, this is not as much at the surface, but more aloft in the atmosphere. What we have is that smoke is aloft still, so you're definitely not getting blue skies if you do get cloud cover breaking throughout the day. You will get that white haze still as you head out and about. Now, as we head into Saturday, it's more of the same, just that lighting smoke, but it continues to lighten up as we head into Saturday afternoon. And I'd imagine you're going to start to see more blue in the sky as we get into Saturday afternoon. Still going to be a little bit white. There still is some wildfire smoke aloft, but it's a lot better than what we've had over the last couple of days and the last couple of weeks. By the time we get into Sunday, that smoke's still hanging around in the atmosphere, but a lot lighter than the previous few days. So always good to see improvement with that wildfire smoke. Looking at our hour by hour real quick here, what we do see is really just a mix of sun and clouds. Again, there's a few light showers that could be possible, especially into the thumb as we get through the rest of our afternoon, but very light, very quick, nothing long term. It's going to be probably 5 minutes at most, it's out of your town, and you're looking to stay dry through the rest of our afternoon into our evening. As we roll into Saturday morning, you actually may get some sun in areas, especially towards Shiawassee and Genesee County, even Lapeer County looks to be on the clear side. We're dry again throughout much of our Saturday. A few isolated areas want to try to develop over Lake Michigan right around mid-afternoon Saturday, but look like they should struggle to reach that 127 corridor. Now, if you get a quick sprinkle, it's going to be very isolated at most as we get through our Saturday into Sunday, or Saturday night into Sunday morning. And then once again for Father's Day, looks to be a dry day. There will be a mix of sun and clouds. At times you'll get more sun, maybe 20, 30 minutes, or you might get more cloud cover, but definitely a dry day to get out there and celebrate with your fathers. I know there's a lot of plans going on. The loons are in town, so if you want to go out that with your dad, you can do that. But by the time we get to sunset, you actually should have clear skies. So maybe a good night if you're someone that enjoys those sunsets. Sunday night might be the night for you. Taking another look at our weekend planner. just a little bit more in depth here. Saturday, you start off in the 50s early in the morning, but by midday, quickly into the 70s. Our highs for Saturday will be in the 70s as well. They'll be right around probably 3 to 4 p.m. By the time we get closer, sunset temperatures will drop into those 60s. Again, it is on the breezy side at times for Saturday, just a northeast wind 10 to 15, gust up to 20. But obviously not anything extreme. Once we get into Father's Day on Sunday, what we have is temperatures starting in the 60s, upper 50s, lower 60s. By 8 a.m. should be many of us in the 60s. Once we get to midday, we're back into the 70s, and we'll stay in the 70s throughout much of our Father's Day. And look at calmer winds, a northeast wind 5 to 10. So that's always a good thing when we get to this a day like Sunday for Father's Day, where we can celebrate where we don't have as much wind. So you can have those grills out there and won't see any of the fire get blown out as you're starting to cook up some of those burgers and steaks on a day like Father's Day. Now, there is a Northern Lights chance. As we head into Friday or Saturday night, it does look like a little bit of energy is going to arrive. We look at our Aurora tracker, and I know it says tonight. That's supposed to say Saturday night. We'll try to fix that real quick. But for Saturday night, there is a chance. Tonight doesn't look like the energy quite gets to us at a good timing. There may be a few areas to the far north that you may get it. But Saturday night, there has been predictions that could be our best window to see some of those Northern Lights as we get into the night. It does look like the time frame, if you're going to be out there for Saturday night into Sunday morning, is going to be right around, I'd say, 11 p.m. to about 2 a.m. That looks like to be the best window, which usually is the best window. But with Northern Lights, it's always a tough forecast because it's hard to tell when the energy is going to get to us. I know a couple weekends ago, we've talked about this a few times here this week on our 2 p.m. stream. It's tough to see when that energy will arrive across pretty much all of Earth because if it comes early in the morning, that doesn't really help us here in Michigan. But it does look like there'll be a little bit of energy in the atmosphere from the sun late Saturday night, again from around 11 p.m. to about 2 to 3 a.m. Now, still not the greatest signal, but anyone above that line to the north probably going to have a chance, especially low on the horizon, to see those Northern Lights. So if you want to, remember, go travel away from any city lights. You want to get out there where it's not has as much light pollution because that always helps. Hopefully cloud cover can stay away. If we go back to our hour by hour, what we can see for cloud cover for Saturday night is it does clear off in spots. So it's not going to be totally overcast night. You're definitely going to have a chance to see those Northern Lights. Here at 11 p.m. To midnight, we see that Saturday night is clear skies. There might be some light clouds out there. Obviously still dealing with some wildfire smoke, so that may end up ruining it for some. But again, there is that chance. Another thing, like I said yesterday, stay off of people's property, private property. You don't want to get in trouble for that. I know a lot of people, they get out there and they sort of just start roaming because it is such a sight to see those Northern Lights. Don't go walking on any of this property that you don't know, or no, they wouldn't be too happy if they caught you out there on a night like Saturday. Take a look at our 7-day forecast real quick here as we get towards the end of our 2 p.m. stream. What we do see is we'll stay in the 70s for Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday for Father's Day. As we get into Monday, it looks like a return to more summer-like temperatures with those 80s, and that's going to be the trend for Tuesday into Wednesday. But as we get into Tuesday, we do have the return of some scattered showers and thunderstorms. We'll have to keep an eye on towards midweek. We're obviously at that time of year where we get a little bit of more moisture into the atmosphere, and we also start to get those warmer temperatures. That is a recipe for thunderstorms. It's tough to say on the severe weather threat right now, but there has been some signals, some small signals, that we could be looking at Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even into Thursday of seeing some smaller chances of severe weather. So we'll keep you up to date with that here at the TV5 First Alert Weather Team. If that changes through the weekend, we'll obviously try to keep you updated with that as we head into the new week. But right now, just looks to be scattered showers and thunderstorms for Tuesday, Wednesday, into Thursday. The chances are on the lower side right now, but that, again, it's a long ways out. Things could change between now and even tomorrow with those thunderstorms. We'll keep you updated. If you want an updated forecast and you miss out on a 2 p.m. stream, another place you can go is WNEM.com/weather, or you can go to the First Alert Weather tab. There we have a forecast. We keep updated. There's also other ways you can get that forecast and keep you up to date, especially as we get into those warmer temperatures next week if you don't like that. But if we have any questions, I'll head over to Facebook real quick and see. We don't have any questions. Thank you to everyone who joined us here on Friday. As a reminder, we're live from the First Alert Digital Desk Monday through Friday right at 2 p.m. So you can always catch us here. You can catch us on our Facebook, on our YouTube page. You can head over to wnem.com/livestream. That's another location you can catch our streams at. Maybe if you're out on the road and don't have us on the TV. Thank you to everyone for joining us. We'll head back over to the Mackinac Bridge for anyone that wants to take a good view at that as we end the stream. Hopefully everyone has a good Father's Day and has a good weekend.